In my heart, Wittenoom's still home. Somehow or other it's in our soul and our spirits.
In the heart of Western Australia's north lies a special but lethal place, the ghost town of Wittenoom. The Pilbara town was built for asbestos mine workers. Small-scale mining was started by Tycoon Lang Hancock in 1936.
We have a power plant, there's a school, hospital, town, communication facilities, airdrome, water supply, all of those things.
CSR took over in 1943 and developed large-scale mining operations. The deadly mineral gave thousands of workers and residents rare and often fatal diseases such as mesothelioma.
I think even a lot of the miners at the time weren't aware how dangerous it was. We had absolutely no idea that there was any danger. This is 5th Avenue, and that's my house right there.
Former Wittenoom school teacher Helen Osborne has watched the fatal effects of asbestos take hold since she left the town in 1985.
5 children who've been at the school or that I taught have died, all of them probably 50 and under. I was with one of the girls that I taught in year 1, and she died here at the hospital about 2 years ago, and I was with her the day before she died.
Despite the pain experienced at Wittenoom, the people who lived there also remember it as a thriving and happy town.
Loved the place. We were very free to do what we wanted. We were very physically active. Our boys had a wonderful childhood there. We've still got friends that we've made over the years.
While the asbestos mines closed down in 1966, it was more than a decade later that the people of Wittenoom were officially told it was not safe for them to stay.
We were called to a town meeting. We were told that the government had decided that they were going to close the town within 12 months and we would all have to leave.
While most people moved out over the years, Wittenoom's last remaining resident only left in September. The people are gone, but it's estimated 3 million tonnes of asbestos tailings remain, contaminating more than 46,000 hectares, including the town and the former mines.
Right back from when they first made the announcement that they were going to close the town, we did try to push to say, if it's so dangerous, clean it up.
The contaminated zone is also the traditional land of the Bunjima people, who were worried mining could start again.
No, not at all. I don't want that at all.
Just south of the deserted town, sections of Karajini National Park have been reserved for future iron ore mining since 1972, under an agreement between the WA government and Lang Hancock's prospecting company, now owned by his daughter, Gina Reinhardt.
That'll be detrimental to the country, very close to the park, and Wittenoom Gorge itself is just over the ridge over here. And, you know, we always talk about asbestos. To us, they're all connected.
Hancock Prospecting declined an interview, but in a statement said it has no intention of mining the reserves in Karajini and that it would relinquish the reserves located in the national park as long as they're not available for development by other miners. The agreement also reserves an area in the contaminated zone called Drillers Ridge. Hancock says mining is not currently planned for Drillers Ridge. Mr. Parker wants to see it ruled out for good.
What I want to see, and my people want to see as well, is that the state government agreement that's been sitting there, destroy it, delete it altogether, and a fresh start.
Traditional owners also want the mountains of asbestos tailings removed from their land. 730 approached CSR for comment, but the company declined.
It's been sitting there for over 60 years, no rehab done to it. We'd like to see our country rehab and be safe for us to get back in again.
For years, the WA government has described Wittenoom as the biggest contaminated place in the Southern Hemisphere. It argues the sheer scale of the task means a total cleanup is unlikely.
This idea that you mine an area and then you don't clean it up, is entirely unacceptable. Government does need to step up. This is successive governments. We are seeing a total neglect of serious contamination that's stopping the bunch of people who've got native title of this area still being unable to access their lands.
There is no question that we have an obligation to return this area to something like the ecosystems that were there present.
Mine rehabilitation expert Dr. Adam Cross argues that because the mines have been closed for more than 50 years, it's now the responsibility of the WA government to clean up the site.
In this situation, it appears that the liability and the onus of restoring that site has been returned essentially to the taxpayer.
730 sought interviews with the WA Mines and Lands Ministers, but they declined. A government spokesperson says an advisory group will meet before the end of the year to discuss land management options for Wittenoom. For traditional owners, that's too little, too late.
For the government to step up is what we want. They must make a decision. And my push is for the clean-up of Wittenoom, but we need government to step up.